A very good morning to one and all present here. This is Vidya welcoming you all to the final day, 7th day of this program of the 1 week online short-term training program on research methodology. So we have with us four eminent personalities, Dr. S. Manivanan, our dean, Dr.A.R.Arunachalam, and Ms. Bhuvaneswari, eminent speakers, and our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. M. Ravichandran. So may I call upon our dean, Dr. S. Manivanan, to deliver the welcome address, please.
Good morning. It has been amazing week for the entire teaching community. Really, I am proud of being organizer for the convener for this STTP. It's a great moment in my life. Of course, this Corona has gifted this wonderful opportunity. I can say it like that. Of course, based on the request from a few of our participants, more than 100, I can tell, there a little bit what was missed on the previous day of Dr. Arunachalam sir session need to be covered like that they have requested. And of course, few requests were there from our participation end regarding the plagiarism software, how we can get URKUND and how we can use that URKUND for evaluating the our article. That means checking plagiarism. So I wanted to cover that also. But unfortunately, here I am facing another trouble. Unfortunately, our main speaker, Dr. Rama Madam, Dr. Rama Vaidyanathan, who is director of Abdul Kalam Research Center, such a great person, is sick and she has gone to hospital right now. And of course, we will be covering that topic also with the help of our associate, Dr. Arun Kumar, who is professor in biotechnology department, as well as our close associate in Institute Innovation Cell. So we'll talk about those things in due course of time. Meanwhile, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Arunachalam sir, and of course, he's a real teacher. He felt that day he left the session without the 100% of satisfaction. Say maybe you would have handled the entire session with full of confidence and enthusiasm, but he felt a little bit on the topics which he didn't cover. The same feeling happened to our beloved participants also. To plug that, we have invited Dr. Arunachalam sir back to our STTP, and of course he happily accepted. He thought of asking opportunity to us, but thank God we have requested. It's a great moment for all of us. Welcome, Dr. Arunachalam sir, and yes, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I mean, I feel very much honored, to be a part of this very valuable STTP session again. I mean, not many speakers will get another chance to take part as a resource person. I'm really lucky enough to take part. So I mean, my first wish, I always wanted to thank my honorable president for giving me such kind of big opportunities, where I could export my skills, where I can share my knowledge so that it reaches many people. Okay, so and then I really thank J.R. Dean and Deputy Dean of Special Campus for once again supporting me and believing in my ability. And my special thanks to Dean Dr. S. Manivanan, who is the convener and organizer of this event. Who always backs up me. I mean, who always supports me. So literally, Saturday I handled that session on Zotero for bibliography, but unfortunately I could not complete that on the allotted time of 1 hour, say. Okay, so because the next speaker was waiting, so it's not fair enough to extend my session. But I was not satisfied actually that I could not finish the other portion also, which is something like the tools for journal selection, which I already prepared. And I also wanted to show some live demonstration with regards to that topic also. But since because the time was not available on that time, I was not literally satisfied with my presentation because the time management part I literally failed. Maybe I had I took some more time with regards to the Zotero because I was showing you all the live demonstration. Right. So today, anyways, now there is again a short time which has been allotted to me, so I wanted to make that time to utilize in an effective way. So let me start sharing my screen. Ganesh, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Presentation mode, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So today I'm just going to show you some through 2 or 3 slides alone, no, where I would like to show the tools or maybe the sites, no, which offers the journal selection system. Okay. So let me show you certain things. See, I mean, see, main objective of us, no, I mean, most of us, no, we prepare research papers so that we actually wanted to publish it in some good journals, no, maybe something like Elsewhere, or maybe which is
Sir,
Springer, or maybe, yeah,
your audio is very low, sir. Light echo.
Echo.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second, no, 1 second. Ganesh, now,
Now, okay, sir.
yeah, okay, thanks. So is it audible, right?
Yeah, it's audible, sir. Please enable your cameras.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Is it audible? I mean, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for a small technical issue. Right. So, I mean, see, most of us know we really wanted to prepare an article, and we wanted to actually publish in some good journal. Okay. But we really know which journal is good, or maybe we may not be aware of where to publish the particular article, right? So there are some online sites, where popular sites I can show you. Now let me talk about the first one. Okay, so Elsewhere. Okay, so this is a popular journal finder tool, no, where it will help you. No, it basically uses the Elsewhere fingerprint engine, no, where it uses a semantic search. Okay, so mainly you need to just give your title and abstract. Okay, and then whatever journal which suits your article will be, will be shown on the particular page. Now let me just go to this link so that you'll be able to understand how it works. Okay. So I'm just landing up in the particular journal finder.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, you share your entire screen, sir. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, now it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, this is a journal finder link of Elsewhere. Anyways, I believe that this PPT will be shared to you across so that you can find the link. Okay. So this is where you end up. So this is where all the Elsewhere journals have been here. So what you have to do is, you just need to do the title. Okay. So let me let me show a simple example. Okay. I'm just having a small abstract. Okay, now take for example, this is my abstract. So I have prepared that article. Okay, so what I will do is, I will just copy this title. Okay, I'm just copying this title here. Okay, and then I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, so this is my title. So anyways, now the research paper which you prepare will have a title. So just copy the title here, and then what you can do is, you can just copy the abstract. So I'm just copying the abstract here. Okay, so I'm just copying the abstract here. Okay, so I just copied. So here you can just give some keywords. Take for example some standard keywords. Something like this private cloud. I can just do. Okay, so some keywords. So that it retrieves because that keyword should be available with the journal finder database. So not all keywords will be available, but most of the standard keywords will be available there. Right. So I'm just selecting this. Okay, and then you have to select the field of research. Okay, so since my research paper is with regards to the computer science, so I am just selecting this. and I'm just finding the journals. Okay, so now you can see in the journals which has been pulled up, no, so it supports my particular abstract. So here you can see, all the things will be there. No, it shows the impact factor, and then what is the acceptance rate, okay, and then time for the publication, time for publication. Okay, so you can see various kinds of details here, no, so that you based on the I mean whatever data which you have seen, based on that you can decide, okay, which journal to go for. Okay, so you can just click this, okay, and directly you can just go to the journal website, or maybe you can submit your paper. Okay, so it's quite simple. Okay, so based on the semantic search, so you have to give your paper title, and then you have to give your abstract, and then you can just give your keywords, and then just select the field of research, and then find the journals, so that it will tell you the journals which matches your particular abstract, and as well as the title, as well as the keyword which you have mentioned. But the main advantage here is it will show all the things. It will show your impact factor of the journal, the acceptance rate, and then the publication time. So because all these things are very important, because some journals take more time for publication, and some journals take less amount of time for publication. So that also decides matter, as well as this acceptance rate is also very important. Okay, so all these things, now based on this, you can just go to the journal website. Okay, you just click this, and you can just go to the journal website, and from here on you can just directly submit your paper. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, and then the other one, the first one is what I showed is elsewhere, and the next one is the IEEE. Okay, so let me again take you to the link of that. Okay, so now I'm just ending up at the IEEE recommender system. Okay, so likewise here you can just paste the same article type. You can just I mean copy paste here. Okay, so just copy paste the title here. Okay, and then what you can do is you can just copy the abstract of your article. Okay, just copy the abstract of your article. So I believe all these things will be already ready. I mean publication is your final part, but anyways you would have prepared all your paper and other stuff. Okay, so just copy it here. Okay, so you can just copy the abstract, and then I just want to click the get recommendation. Just wait. No. Yeah. Okay. Now it's showing. Okay. So since because it's a cloud computing paper, it's showing the cloud computing paper. No, again that also shows the impact factor, and then the publication time. All those things is generally shown here. Okay. So it's quite simple. Only thing is you need to just enter your paper title, and then just I mean put the abstract content. Okay, and then just put I mean update recommendation. So you can just get the papers which can suit the particular journal. So here also all these details are already provided. The impact factor and submission to publication and all those steps are already being shown. So this is an automatic recommender system. So based on your the keywords, or maybe based on the project title, sorry, the research article title which you have given, and maybe the abstract, based on all these things, whatever whatever things which matches your content, that particular journal is being pulled here. Okay, so automatic. You don't need to search the journals manually, because there are some recommender systems which is already been provided by elsewhere, Springer and IEEE, which will tell you which journal suits your particular research article. Okay, so this is one more thing, and this is a Springer. So let me again go to this particular link. Okay, so I'm just ending up here. Okay, so this is a Springer journal. Okay, so again what I will do is I will just again I'm using the same paper title for all the three journals. Okay, so I mean I'm just putting here, and then the manuscript text you can just give. Okay, so I'm just giving the sorry, yeah, I'm just copying it here. Okay, and then subject area you can select. So since because it's computer science, I'm just choosing computer science, and I'm just suggesting the journals. Okay, so again see, I mean since it's a cloud based and all these things, since my key major I mean the abstract is with regards to the cloud computing domain, it's showing the journals. Again here also you can see, you can it shows the impact factor, because these impact factors are the original. Okay, because there are some journals which those journals generally put their impact factor which might not be a true value. Okay, but these things are really the true value Okay, the true impact factor value, this is all original. Okay, so see, I mean, the acceptance rate has been shown here, and then the decision, how much time will it take, and then impact factor, all these things are shown. Okay, so this is with regards to your particular abstract. Okay, maybe the keywords or maybe the abstract title. No, based on that, it tells you which are all the Springer journals which suits your particular abstract. Okay, so this is one more thing. Okay, and then I wanted to show one more thing. No, so something like this you already, I think you must be aware of the Scopus. No, so which is a popular site. Okay, so I'm just going to Scopus. Okay, just I'm going here. Okay, one second. Yeah, okay. So if you go to Scopus, no, this is a Scopus site. Okay, so where you can search a particular author, but I just wanted to show you the Scopus source list as well as the Scopus discontinued sources list. Okay, so you can just click this. Okay, so once you click this, an Excel file like this will get downloaded. Okay, so it's a small sized file. Okay, so where you can just click this particular icon, no, so that it downloads that Excel file. Okay, and this is a Scopus discontinued list. But actually speaking, that is a problem with the Scopus itself. No, that's not been updated now. So that is error from the Scopus site. Okay, but this is working. Okay, so you can find the list of Scopus. No, so list of Scopus journals where you end up downloading this particular Excel file. Okay, so here you can just select this. Okay, you can just put this inactive and come to know which are all the journals which are inactive. Okay, so because that is very important, no. Take for example, a journal might be in Scopus index, no, for a period of time, and after some time, no, due to some reasons, no, that particular journal would have been removed from the Scopus database. But that information might not be aware with the people who wanted to publish a paper, no, because they will think that that particular journal is still with the Scopus index. Okay, so it's very important. You need to just get updated with the information available in the Scopus site. Okay, so that all these things, no, so because normally Scopus is periodically updating the journals which are active and which are inactive. Okay, so from here you can just put a filter and then you can select which are all the journals which are active and not active. So here you can get all the details. No, you can get the coverage. Okay, and then citation score, whatever details you wanted to know about that particular journal, you can get all these things. Okay, so because it's very important to know that whether the journal is still active in Scopus or not. Okay, because the journals or maybe the paper article which you are publishing in a journal should be always there. No, I mean that journal should be indexed by the Scopus all the time. Okay, so that's why we talk about the quartile ratings, no, which is something like Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, so let me show one more thing, just the last one. Okay, this is Kaimago JR. Okay, so where it shows all the journal ranking. Okay, so if you wanted to know about, so I mean, this SJR works on the principle of the Scopus database. Okay, so whatever journal which has been there in the Scopus database, all the citation data and all the things, have been pulled from that particular Scopus database, and they put a particular journal ranking. Okay, so as you all know, when there is a ranking system, it always makes you to understand which journal is very has a good quality articles, and then which journal, the journal which comes the lower rank, no, automatically you can judge that the quality will be less. Okay, so take for example, there is always a difference between rank 1 and rank 100. Okay, so rank 1 means, I mean, the journal which is the top quality, but when you talk about rank 100, obviously the quality is going to differ. So here we talk about 4 things, quartile ratings, which is something like Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, there are 4 things, no. So each subject category is divided into 4 quartile ratings, no. So the top 25% of the journals, normally come in Q1. Okay, the top 25% of the journals normally come in Q1, and then Q2 is between 25% to 50%. Okay, and then Q3 is 50 to 75, and then 75 to 100 is the Q4. So which means obviously just by understanding this, no, so the journals which are in Q1 has more value than the journals which are in Q4. Okay, so let me give an example of this. Okay, I'm just giving some journal name. Okay, so something like this. So it will tell you take for example, no, I'm just using this. Okay, so whatever details you wanted to know about a particular journal, you can get the details here. Now something like it's an Australian journal. It has an H index of 3. Okay, it has the ISSN number, Scopus details whether it is, I mean, scope. Okay, and then you can see this, no, something like this. Yeah, now this journal is Q4. Okay, so which means the value wise, this journal publishing a paper in a Q4 journal might not be a good idea. Okay, so it's always better you publish your paper in Q1 or Q2. Okay, which has more value. So which means more valued journals or more quality journals normally reside in the Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay, but this is with regards to Q4 is a last category. Okay, so obviously you can understand the difference between Q1 and Q4. Okay, so here you can see all kinds of details. No, so all the Scopus indexed journals comes here. Okay, so you can see the journal rankings, country rankings, all these stuff. No, you can see this. I mean, SJR is journal ranking. Okay, so where it says no Q1. Okay, so likewise it starts from Q1. Okay, and then it will tell the H index and then from which country it is. Okay, all those stuffs will be shown here. Okay, so just like this. So which means publishing a paper in a journal which is in the Q1 category has more value than a journal which has been shown in the Q4 category. Okay, so I believe that you can understand the difference. Okay, so anyways, both these Q1 and Q4 are indexed by the Scopus, but the ranking wise, when you see, I think the journals which are in Q1 has more value than Q2. Obviously, Q2 has more value than Q3, and Q3 has more value than Q4. Obviously, the journals which are in Q4 has the lowest rank. Okay, so it's always better. It's always better you get your paper published in Q1 or Q2. Okay, so that the journal will always be there indexed by the Scopus. So you don't need to be afraid that whether the journal will be taken out from the Scopus or not, because obviously the journals which are in Q1 or Q2 are highly ranked journals, no? So journal ranking wise. So that's what I wanted to show. So let me stop my screen. Yeah. So am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Wonderful
yeah.
idea. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what. So I think these are some of the links where you can just have an idea where the IEEE or maybe elsewhere will automatically recommend the journals which supports your particular abstract. Okay, and then you can go to the Scopus website and keep yourself updated with the Scopus database. No, it's always very important you download the Scopus data from the Scopus site so that you will be able to understand whether the journal is still active or not. Okay, and then finally you can just go to SkyMaker JR where you can just check the journal rankings. So that it gives you a clean understanding of whether you wanted to publish your paper in a Q1 or Q4. See, normally we suggest whether it's really good that you at least one paper published in a quality journal, no, which adds more value. So always try to focus publishing your paper in Q1 or maybe Q2. So Q4 should be your last choice, but it's always very important that you make your get your research article getting published in some top journals. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, excellent details. Actually, is there a way to find the novelty of an idea problem statement? Can you once show how to rank credentials? Actually, ranking of journal means we can understand from the H index of the journal only. That is actually called as a ranking. My understanding is if you could choose a journal which has got H index of, say, for example, about 20, will be a greatest journal, I can tell you. Yes. Sir, regarding this ranking, I think you can answer that only one question and we can wind up, because this entire day is full of this kind of
I can understand. See, ranking wise, no, I see normally there are some of the parameters which will be taken into account. So one is the, the H index as sir has told, and then the impact factor. Okay, because no, there are some journals, no, in the market where they wanted to get money from you and they just simply put impact factor is 6 or 8 or 10, no, which is all not a true value. Okay, that's why we always recommend you to just go to the authorized websites, where you can get the actual data. Okay, so the impact factor plays an important role. H index plays an important role. How much time, no, the particular paper in the of the particular journal is being cited in other reputed journals, no, which is very important. Okay, that shows the quality of the journal. No, if there are some articles which has been published in a particular journal and which has been cited in many other popular or maybe highly reputed journals, adds more value. Okay, so that way, that's the way they normally calculate the ranking. So the ranking might change, no, because normally you are maybe aware of the ranking system. No? So today, today a journal might be in rank 2 or rank 3, but next year, no, based on the quality of the articles, the ranking might go down also. Okay, so it keeps on changing. The ranking system automatically keeps on changing. Okay, but it's always very important that you get your paper published in Q1, Q2, or maybe the Q3. Okay, so Q4 is the last choice. That's it.
Yes. So this one excellent idea, sir. Q1, Q2, Q3. Can you speak a little bit more? Actually, waiting period will be more. Don't worry.
Yes, that's right.
The wait and the complete review will be done. Then after you accommodate those corrections, your thesis will be a highly valued one. I am proud to tell, before my PhD Viva, I have published my papers, one paper in Springer, one paper in IET, one in Inter Science. So after accommodating those corrections, what were suggested by the reviewers, my thesis didn't get any single correction from either from abroad or Indian. So I think we are not supposed to bother about the waiting period. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir.
What do you
Yes,
feel?
sir.
Yes.
Sir, sir, if you are looking for a quality, then you have to wait, obviously.
Yes.
If you want to make your paper published in one day, automatically you can check the quality. But suppose if it takes 6 months or 1 year of time, it's nothing wrong. You wait for such a longer time because your paper is going to get published in a reputed journal. So always look for the quality rather than quantity.
Yes, sir. Sir, another $1 million question is article processing fees. Article processing fees. Suppose one is opting for open access. Then they obviously most of the journals are from either UK or US or something like that. So we have to pay that open access. That is up to the author. That means scholar and the guide. If they are not affordable, then they have to go for the normal journals. Actually, few journals are giving both the options, I feel. Am I right, sir?
Yes, 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 sir.
Yes. Yes. I think, thank you, sir, for your valuable inputs. I personally now feel the entire, the topic is being covered, that journal topic, everything.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm really satisfied with my full completion of
You are a true teacher. Thank you, sir. It's pleasure is ours.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants, and thank you for supporting all that. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Miss Bhuvaneswari, good morning.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Bhuvaneswari, can I request our Pro VC sir to finish the session because he has some urgent work in university?
Sure, sir.
Sir, Pro VC sir, am I audible to you? Pro VC sir?
Dr. Mani?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. Yeah. Sir, I understand that you have got some call from university also.
Of course.
Now
of
time
course,
is,
sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not going to take much time.
No issues. Sir, can you open your camera? Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No. Second button, sir. Second button.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Hi, Dr. Mani.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a great moment for all of us.
Good morning,
that
Nitya.
Our Pro Vice Chancellor
Sir.
is appearing for giving a valedictory address. It's a great moment for all of us. Vidya, you can start.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's really a pleasure in introducing our Pro Vice Chancellor. So it's really a great delight in introducing Professor Dr. M. Ravichandran, Pro Vice Chancellor of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, Chennai. Ravichandran did his BCom in Accounting, MCom in Accounting, MPhil in Finance, and PhD in Marketing from the University of Madras, and he did his MBA in Marketing from Annamalai University. His academic awards: his PhD dissertation was adjudicated as the best dissertation by the Foreign Examiner Professor of Marketing from the University of Pennsylvania, USA. His academic teaching experience: he started as an assistant professor in GTN Arts College, MK University, Dilipur. He then worked as an assistant professor, University of Madras, Chennai, promoted as associate professor, University of Madras, Chennai, associate professor in School of Management Studies, IGNOU, New Delhi. He was then a professor in University of Madras, Chennai. At present, he is a Pro Vice Chancellor of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, Chennai. His administrative experience: he was a Deputy Director in All India Council for Technical Education in New Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore, Director, All India Council for Technical Education in New Delhi and Chennai, Director, Janssen School of Business, Coimbatore, Dean, Academic, Anna Institute of Management, a Government of Tamil Nadu undertaking, Professor and Head in Institute of Distance Education, University of Madras, Director, Institute of Distance Education, University of Madras, Executive Director, HR in Thermex UK Limited in the United Kingdom, and currently is a Pro Vice Chancellor of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute. His guideship details: he's guided over 13 for PhD. He was a PhD thesis adjudicator for over 50. He's guided 90 plus MPhil, and he has been an MPhil thesis adjudicator for over 175. Dr. Ravichandran is a member of Board of Management, Planning and Monitoring Committee in Dr. MGR Education Research Institute. The Chairman, Standing Committee, Board of Management, Dr. MGR Education Research Institute. Chairman, Board of Studies, Commerce and Allied Subjects, University of Madras. Member, Academic Council of University of Madras. Member, Senate, University of Madras. Member, Board of Studies, School of Management, IGNOU, New Delhi. Member, Board of Studies, Commerce, Central University, Pondicherry. Member, Board of Studies, Commerce and Management in many deemed universities and autonomous colleges. Is Member Secretary of All India Council for Technical Education, Southwestern Regional Office, Bangalore. Member Secretary, All India Council for Technical Education, Southern Regional Office, Chennai. Chairman and Member, Selection Committees for Principals and Faculty Members for affiliated colleges of University of Madras and other universities. Member of Faculty Selection Board in various universities in the country. Member, College Governing Council in all the engineering colleges in the southern states of India, representing AICTE, and Member, College Governing Council for many affiliated colleges of University of Madras. He's attended over 3 international conferences and over 12 national conferences. He's conducted 1 international conference and 5 national conferences. His publications: he has published 2 research papers in international journals, 7 in national journals, 3, he's presented 3 papers in international conferences and 9 in national. 1 book he's authored, and he has UGC-sponsored research project 1. His other contributions in higher education areas: he's a member in Key Fixation Committee for Engineering Colleges in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Pondicherry, Karnataka, and Kerala. He's member in UGC Committee for granting autonomous status, granting funds, granting travel grants for various colleges and universities. He's a chairman and member in Expert Committee for granting affiliation, accreditation, new approvals, and extensions of approvals to technical institutions in the country representing AICTE. He's a convener where he organized various training programs as a convener and resource person for university and college teachers. He's a member in special committees formed by AICTE, Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, and Pondicherry. He's a coordinator for conducting refresher courses in commerce and management for college and university teachers. He's a coordinator and resource person as faculty of School of Management Studies in video conference development of distance material at UG and PG levels. He's a convener and chairman for preparation of lesson material in self-instruction material mode in commerce and management at Institute of Distance Education, University of Madras, and he's the chief organizer and editor for ETV script development, production, and editing in Electronic Media Production Center, IGNOU, New Delhi. He's a member board of editorial committee, Indian Journal of Commerce, New Delhi, Member Board of Editorial Committee, Indian Journal of Public Enterprise, Hyderabad. Member Board of Editorial Committee, Indian Journal of Educational Technology, published by iManagers, Thiruvananthapuram. Some of his membership in professional bodies: Indian Commerce Association, Indian Economic Association, Indian Distance Education Association, and Indian Institute of Public Administration. He's visited United Kingdom of Bahrain, Malaysia, and United Kingdom. On behalf of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, we really thank him for being a pillar of support and wish him good luck for his future endeavors. So without much ado, may I call upon Dr. M. Ravichandran to say a few words and deliver the valedictory address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vidya.
Thank you, sir.
It is really an excellent brief introduction about my credentials. And first, I would like to thank Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, deemed to be university, for having given the opportunity to give the valedictory address for the 1 week symposium on the topic research methodology. Particularly, I would like to thank the chief organizer, Dr. Manivannan, who is totally behind this particular program. And it may be very easy to see from sitting like this and comment on this. But preparing from the beginning and to screen like this and to invite people from different parts of the country, inviting dignitaries to talk, and that shows his caliber and its total dedicated interest in the subject. And really, he is an asset to our university. And thank you, Dr. Manivannan. And now in this valedictory address, I would like to say that almost the entire thing has been covered for the past 1 week, starting from the day of introduction. Even Dr.A.R.Arunachalam just a few minutes back, what he had concluded. Everything was good, and the organizers, they've covered almost all the aspects. What is required for a research scholar? Maybe he may be a scholar at UG level, or maybe at a PG level, or maybe a candidate for doing MS by research, or a candidate for doing a doctoral level, or independent candidates who are seeking funds for the funding agencies. And almost it has covered. But even yesterday when I was discussing with Dr. Manivannan, and just I was wondering why a classification was not made with relate to the research methodology, scientific and social science research, because hope everybody knows that ours, MGR deemed university, is a multifaceted university. And we have the medical fraternity here, and dental, architect, engineering, arts and science, pharmacy, paramedical, etc., etc. So though the organizers have tried to cover the entire thing, but it's better to have another separate session focusing on a particular type of particular field of education. Maybe how a researcher in medical has to approach, how a researcher in dental, how a researcher in paramedical, how a researcher in social sciences or practical sciences. And we know that research is an art of investigation, no doubt about it. The research itself, it is research. It is a simple word, it is a research. So the organizer of just I would like to take into account that these things to be taken into account at the time of organizing the seminars and symposiums at the future period. So in this valedictory address, just I would like to share my own experience as a researcher, as an evaluator. As I was the evaluator in many committees in University Grants Commission and as well in All India Council for for granting funds to minor projects, major projects, travel grants, etc., etc. So I was wondering by those time, the quality of the research papers submitted by many of the researchers, many of the applicants who have submitted their proposals. I used to wonder how the candidates are preparing, because even in our own university and some many people, they used to tell, sir, I applied for 10 projects to University Grants Commission, 15 projects to AICT, but they have not I could not get any reply from that, or the fund has not been granted, etc., etc. But my submission here, if you submit a qualitative research proposal, underline qualitative research proposal, nobody reject your proposal. Nobody can research your proposal. It will be accepted, and even they are ready to give a more budget, a more amount of what you have asked in your budget. That's what I've seen in my experience for the past almost 10 to 15 years. Because many of the candidates, they took it lightly, they took it very lightly, because when in Pune, almost 155 files was given for the South Central UGC committee, where I have to go through almost 165 or 75 files, proposals, during maybe some 78 days. Not only me, the other panel members also. But when I go through the proposals submitted by them, many of the proposals, I can say even 60 to 70 or 75% of the proposals are below the mark. Below, even I can say only 20 to 30% only they can able to achieve in presenting their proposal, and not much. Even, for example, I can say that because since I belongs to commerce and management, example, if a proposal is relating to working capital management with something like that, so the topic what was chosen by many of the researchers or proposals were working capital management. Even more, some people, they simply put commerce, simply management. So even in the title of the proposal or title of the dissertation, because the title just takes care of the entirety of the project, entirety about the proposal. The title is the most important thing. The title has to tell the entirety about what you are going to just do for another 1 year or 2 years, and what is that proposal. So the title is very, very vague. Maybe commerce, maybe management, maybe working capital. So the title should convey what exactly want to convey, want to submit to the funding agency. So it should, at the same time, because now I can recollect my own experience. I'm talking about, I've completed my doctorate maybe some 3 decades back, in 1986 or 1988. My topic was consumer perceptions and purchase decisions. In the public viva examination, one senior professor asked, because this particular title was coined by me and my guide, who is supposed to be a very senior person in commerce management in southern region. So we used to sit for more than a week to coin that particular title, consumer perceptions and purchase decisions. Unexpectedly, there was a question in the public viva examination that Dr. Ravichandran, your topic is consumer perceptions and purchase decisions. Why it should not be consumer perception for purchase decisions? Even myself really got stunned that because it's only and for. But lot of things speaks in that, and for difference between and for. So we manage in such a way that, okay, sir, it is consumer. If we say it is consumer perceptions and purchase decisions, it is only meaning in that way it is consumer perception for purchase decisions. But why I'm telling you at this juncture is, coin a topic the exact title is most important. It should not give a wrong picture to the reader. And every researcher has to take this into account. And even when I'm referring about the papers what I've read, if we talk about the methodology part, nobody takes care of methodology in the proposal. I'm talking about the dissertation what we have submitted. I have submitted 32 years, 33 years back. By the time the researchers used to do only the trend analysis, percentage comparisons. These are the techniques usually. We cannot say these are the techniques. These are the methodology what you used to take for analyzing the data. But my guide has requested me, no, if you sit here, you won't work at all, then go somewhere. I went to Ahmedabad, Vikram Sarabhai Library, Indian Institute of Management. I spent, I'm talking about 35 years back. I spent almost a month without knowing the language in that Vikram Sarabhai Library for a month. And it took so many research papers, articles, etc., etc. And I just brought everything here and I started chewing all the research papers. By the time I got a flash in my mind that why should I go for consumer behavior as my research area? Particularly even now I can recollect the topic, the authors of the paper, Newman and Stalin. In this particular article, the Newman and Stalin has used one technique called AID technique, automatic interaction deduction technique. Shortly they call AID technique. I wanted to use that AID technique in my research. Then I approached the Indian Institute of Science, Nungambakam, for doing some statistical help. I've used 35 years back itself the fact analysis, discriminant analysis, conjoint analysis. So I used the fact analysis, and finally, when I just now Arunachalam told how to go through, how to dig that the article and other things. When I dig the author of the article of by Newman and Stalin, so when I go in deep, I came to know that a particular CAD technique, AID technique, can be used only for a larger volume of data, maybe more than 5,000 to maybe more than 10,000. So but my sample was only 600. So how can I validate it? It's a big question mark. Then I wrote to that particular author personally. By the time email and other things are just coming up. And I didn't get any reply at all. Then we had concluded, I mentioned in my dissertation, though this particular can be used only for larger volume of data, more than 8,000 to 10, or around 10,000. I've used it for this particular thing, for 600 quantity of data. The result was fine, and everything went on well. And even the foreign examiner, Dr. Andrew Frew, a professor of marketing from Pennsylvania University, he has commented the thesis that one of the best dissertation what we have seen in the Indian context till that date. So why I'm telling is the methodology part. Everything is important for a researcher in the dissertation or whatever may be subject. Everything. The presentation is most important. The timing is most important because I've seen one proposal in UGC that it's a very vast subject. A researcher has to take, definitely must be 5 years to complete it. But the time period what he has given is only 1 year or 2 years. So the time factor is important. So everything the researcher has to count. So again, I'm telling for all the budding researchers or the researchers who are doing the research, it's the most important thing that everything should be, if you submit a qualitative submission, qualitative, underline, with all facts and figures. Many people, they don't bother about the budget part of the proposal. You even divide it into phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So if you even in detail about the budgets, first year how much, second year how much, third year how much, you can put the cutoffs. So everything should be supported by some kind of supporting papers. Why you require this particular machine? Why you require this particular thing? So the evaluator cannot reject your proposal. You cannot reject your proposal. Why so many people, so many new young researchers are coming back to me and to the university authorities that, sir, we had applied for the project. I couldn't get any answer from them. Since I'm there in the another, sitting in the another chair also, that reviewing all the proposals and other things, I can able to comment easily on many 60 to 70% of the proposals are not worthy at all, even to read. I'm sorry to say, even to read. So don't submit 10 proposals a year. Submit one proposal in a year. Submit one proposal. But it should be accepted. It must be accepted. Like that, you just spend your time, devote your time, put effort for that. Don't just like that, write a proposal, send it to this agency, that agency, that agency. Please don't do that. Take it seriously. It is you're writing a project, you're submitting a proposal to a very, very, very international, national level funding agency, international level funding agency. So you should be serious on that. Whether it is for a small project or medium project or a large funded project, whatever may be the thing. So my final word is, if you submit a qualitative proposal with all the things, what is required for a qualitative underline, definitely your proposal cannot be rejected. That's what I'm saying. If you ask for 50 lakhs, they'll give you even 60 lakhs. One thing I like to say, after I reject it's off the, though it's online, offline I'm talking. So though I used to reject 80% or 90% of the proposals, then the concerned UGC official will come and plead me, sir, we have a lot of funds, crores of amount. If you don't utilize the funds this year, MHRD will not give next year this much of funds. Sir, even though it is average basis, please try to do that, sir. I refuse. Because when the University Grants Commission or MHRD or whatever may be funding agency, ICSR, whoever may be funding agency, when they give some fund, maybe 10 to 50 lakhs or 20 lakhs or even 1 lakh, it should be properly used, properly utilized. And some kind of, some should be emerged from that particular research. When the researcher says that this is the broad area of topic, it's very horrible. So every researcher, whether it is a researcher for undergraduate or postgraduate or MS for research or for PhD or independent research, or some other people who are submitting their research proposals for funding agencies, please do it seriously and support with all the things what is required for a qualitative research proposal. And definitely your proposal will be accepted. Try to follow that and follow all the things what you have gone through this 1 week. It is an excellent platform. That's why now Dr. Arunachalam has conveyed that in a single button, he has just shown the entire thing, what is available almost in the global. But for referring American Journal of Marketing and European Journal of Marketing, I'm 35 years, no other go. I have to travel from Chennai to Indian Institute of Ahmedabad, Chennai to Ahmedabad. By the time it was in a week, only one train was available. Week only one train was available. So so only for referring the journal, I sat there for a month. Then almost 700 to 800 journals I brought it here. Like a cow, I chewed all the papers what I brought it here. Then I rejected for future research, for current research, for others, like that. Segregated the research papers, what I collected. So every researcher has his own experience. I'm sharing my experience. So now everything is at your fingertips. What Arunachalam has shown me the entire thing. So you need not go sitting in a single room, just you can do the entire thing. So try to do that part. try to prepare a qualitative research proposal, and definitely your proposal will be accepted. On behalf of Dr. MGR Education Research Institute deemed to be university, particularly Dr. Manivannan, who is the backbone of this particular thing, which is really because every researcher, they take research as a very in an easy way and a way. I'm sorry to say. Really, I'm sorry to say. Every researcher, if you take it seriously, then all the research papers and submissions will be good and qualitative. And it will be good for the total education field. And it's good for the country, it's good for the global. And you won't sit somewhere in the same place. Then definitely you'll go in somewhere else if you submit a qualitative research. And thank the authorities, particularly Dr. Manivan, for having invited me to share my experiences with budding or the researchers who are doing a kind of research practically. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. It's our pleasure, actually. I thought of asking one important question, but before asking that question itself, you have answered even your coverage itself. Submitting n number of proposals are not at all correct.
No audio.
Am I audible to you, Vidya?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are.
Sir,
please.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Now audible, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a wonderful day for all our young researchers where a pillar of MGR University has come and shared the total experience. It's a great day for all the research scholars, especially. I think I can remember one good... Sir, still not audible?
Some kind of disturbances are coming.
Audible, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's audible. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I can still remember when I invited you in the year 2002, I feel that time you were director of All India Council for Technical Education for inaugurating some national level symposium held at our university.
I too remember.
Yes. Thank you, sir. You gave a wonderful speech like this. And it's again, once again, we got a chance to listen to your talk, and it's a great moment for all of us. Before asking my question, you have answered in your speech itself. Submitting n number of proposal is not at all a good idea. That is my yes, sir, perception. But you shared your own feeling. Yes, sir, you are right. Submitting one, that too, quality is a good idea. Like that you have shared. It's a great advice for all the young research scholars. I think. I request research scholars, if you have anything to ask, you can feel free. Such a lovely person, I can say a friendly person. You won't talk like that he is pro vice chancellor or somebody like that. He will like this only. He will talk to all the young lecturers who approach him for project funding. I think yes, sir. All are telling about very good feedback, very good about your sharing the experience. That comment only we are getting, not questions.
That's good.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes, sir. I know that you have high-level committee meeting on today going to be held at our university. In spite of your busy schedule. Yes, sir.
No audio.
Am I audible to you? Other
no audio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us. It's a wonderful day for all of us. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
I think we are not supposed to further make our session speaker, Ms. Bhuvaneswari, to wait for a longer period. Ms. Bhuvaneswari?
Yes, sir. It's completely.
Sorry that we have delayed your session for a little longer. Now, we all are eagerly waiting for your yes, plagiarism. I think we request you to go ahead for that. Before that, it's my duty. Let me introduce. 1 minute, please. Ms. Bhuvaneswari Nagarajan has her ME in Power System Engineering. She is project manager from 2018 to 2020 till date. currently faculty coordinator of DST NewGen IEDC, entrepreneurship educator trained by Bhuvaneswari Foundation, Chennai. She is such an enthusiastic person, used to help every one of our university in terms of carrying their plagiarism check. If any lecturer or any professor who wants to submit journal, first will approach Bhuvaneswari madam only. She will help within a moment. Of course, for my conference, I have used her services. So she is such a helping tendency person. I request you to share your screen and present the session. Before that, there is one feedback available. Yes, overall feedback will be available. That I will share at the time of vote of thanks. Now you need not to worry. There is one feedback link that is not mandatory for obtaining e-certificate and all. That is for sharing your feeling only. What are the major learnings from this STTP, something like that? One question will be there. You are requested to fill that one with all your feelings. That feedback link that I will share later. I request our session speaker, Ms. Bhuvaneswari, to share session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Is my screen visible to everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, please enable your camera.
Sir, is it necessary because it takes a lot of data for?
Okay, okay, okay.
So, good morning to one and all present for the meeting. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Manivalan, the team, for inviting me to give a session on plagiarism. And thank you. I thank all the team associated with this. So, my session on hands-on training for deducting the plagiarism using URKUND software. I'll just start. So before I go for the, before I take you through output analysis, can I just ask you, like, can you find anything, any change in this? It's not just when we talk about plagiarism, it is not just about copying anybody's stuff. It is also, you know, making some changes to the text. Because in so many proposals and articles, it is requested for all the participants to use only 100 words
Madam.
or 150. Yes, sir?
Ma'am, you are echoing a little bit.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, thank you so much. So whenever we are asked to, submit an article only in 100 words, most of the people are like tense. So what they do, some minor changes they do, right? So that also counts in plagiarism. So I have gone through so many plagiarism, not just for our university, but for a couple of things. So I have also found out that this sentence, if you read, it says the pervaporation happens only when ethylene glycol reaches the membrane, right? Can you see any changes in this? If I ask, there will be no change. But actually, what happens is, this is what happens. People usually, few people, I'm not saying that everybody, but few people have done this. They use some fillers in between, and what they do is they change the color of the fillers to white, so that whenever somebody reads it, it is like that. But with surprise, open analysis actually makes changes to these things. So this is another form of plagiarism to show the people, the journal people, that my plagiarism is lesser, the similarity. What they do is they actually screenshot it and they put it as an image format so that the image will not give them plagiarism, right? So this is also one of the plagiarism that people tend to do. The pervaporation happens only when ethylene glycol reaches the membrane. The last sentence is the screenshot of the word format. So I'm going to give you some tips to reduce plagiarism. Firstly, play with words. Like, we usually do. I have seen a few of my school students. What they do is they make this active sentence into passive sentence to make it look as though it is their own passage. So whenever we are writing, whenever we are reading a few articles from different authors, it is very important that you jot down things that you think are relevant to your work. Then you don't use those terms as it is, but you try to mismatch, compile 2-3 articles and make your own interpretation out of it. If you want to, if at all, there are sentences that you cannot change it. I of course know there are few sentences, formulae that you cannot change. If those things you don't copy paste as it is, but you put it into phrase and you cite it. It's very important whenever you are doing, whenever you are submitting a journal or any article. It is very important that you cite it. Firstly, it gives credit to the original author. Secondly, it shows that even if there is a plagiarism similarity in your context, you can justify your statement to the organizer, saying that even if that it shows a similarity, it means that I have not used as it is. I'm quoting it. Thirdly, no matter what, it is very important not to ever copy the results of anybody. You can say that they have used this work, according to them, this is that, but you should not say that, this is the result of them and I'm going to use it as my base. You should not say that. You have to, you have to play with words, as I said. So there is another thing, something called self-plagiarism. For example, if I start a paper on thermal engineering, and I do some membrane with polysilicon, but what happens is I use the same abstract for one paper, and I'm using the same abstract, and instead of polysilicon, I'm just using sintering wood or something. So what happens is you're also self-plagiarizing your own work. So in that case, it is very it depends on the journal to journal how they take it, but it is said that abstract can be self-plagiarized, but only up to some level of percentage, like 40% or 30%. So let me take you to URKUND. Firstly, URKUND is very easy and it's efficient. It's reliable. Reliable as in, if for example, our university, our institute, if I'm uploading something, and the same, if my idea has been stolen by somebody, and it is being checked by some other institute who has URKUND analysis, it will show them that it has been copied from Dr. MGR, but it will not show the content. It will say the content is not advisable to. It is not advisable to display, and it is only for the professionals. So what happens is the work of a researcher stays in safe hands. So it doesn't go to any student or somebody. It is only for the professional. So only a professor, a faculty can access URKUND. So everything, all the things stays in the safe hands. So let us go online. I'll take you through it. So when you go to urkund.com, this is how it is. If your institute wants a demo of it, you can go to here, you can book a demo and also request a code. So when you go for this, so what happens is they will, you can put in your information. It will ask you to, it will ask you to fill in some details, and you can contact them and they will give you a suitable time for giving you a demo. So when you go for URKUND, there is a login button. Whoever has got the license, they will have a login. Anybody can go there. So the login, there are two things. One is admin, one is the web app. So what I usually go is for the web app because I've given the access for using our URKUND from our university, from our institute. So when I click this, you go here. So we are given a username and a password. So this is given by the head of the person who has been given the access. For example, for our institute, it is our Dean R&D, Dr. Rama Vaidyanathan, who has the access to give access to other faculty, like number of faculties. So I'm one of them. I have the access. So I'm given a username and a password. So when I log in, this is the page where I get in. So these are the papers that I have uploaded, in my URKUND. And to upload a document, you can click here. So it has been a long time that I logged in. So this is how it is. You put your analysis, URKUND analysis ID, and if you want to make any subject, you put it. You drop in
Excuse me,
pattern.
Bona madam.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, ஏதோ நாய்ஸ் வந்துட்டே இருக்கு. Beep sound.
Sir, sir, this is not from my end. I was thinking it was from my end. It is not from my end, sir.
Others are muted. From your one only is coming.
Yes, sir.
Others are muted. Only from your side is coming. The beep sound.
Sir, I think it's chat or sound or something because some participants are entering.
No participants are entering.
So I don't have any.
Okay, okay. You go on. I'll check it.
If you close your WhatsApp web, it will be all right.
So my WhatsApp is already closed, sir. I'm not using web WhatsApp.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm not
Continue,
using
please.
Just a sec. Is there any notification sound or something?
Yeah, notification sound is coming.
So where is the notification? Sorry, wait here. Is it the chat?
No. Okay, continue, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Just a sec. I'll just log in from my mobile otherwise.
No, you continue, ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so we were here. So you upload your document, you submit it. So what happens? I'll just give you a demo. For example, if I want to put a report into this, for example, action plan. If I am doing this, so it takes around 5 to 10 minutes for URKUND to send you a notification that it has done its plagiarism. It will be notified in your account. So if you think that somebody else is accessing, you will always get a notification from URKUND that you have submitted. First, you have submitted one document. Secondly, when the plagiarism is done, it depends on the number of words that you have used and the MB of the file that you have uploaded. It supports these documents from here. We usually get in the format of doc and PDF. So once the analysis is done, you can go to URKUND and you will get here a page where you have put in all the documents. So this is the similarity percentage that you get to analyze what from which source they have taken. All you can do is just click on this. So URKUND has recently updated their web app. So this is the new URKUND, but I prefer the old one. So when you go to the old one, it will be similar like this. It will be something like this. So one thing you need to understand with URKUND, how it works is, so whenever you're uploading a document in URKUND, it goes into the archive of URKUND. So if in case there are some sources which says that there is plagiarism, like 30% or 20% plagiarism from this document, you send back to the writer and you ask them to rectify those sources, and you get back to us. So when you again upload it, it will show the plagiarism like 80% or 90%. I suggest not to get scared because it's very common, because it will be in the URKUND archive. It is not published anywhere in the source on the internet, but it is already on the archive. So all you need to do is just go here. You can remove it from here. For example, if I click here, you can see this is what I was telling about. So if this is the introduction of something, it will be shown here as this has been taken. The reference is from here, and it will not be shown. The content of the source document is not shown, so you can check it from everywhere, and you can remove it if you think that this is nothing. So you can just remove it from here. So it will be reduced. The more number of things you are taking, it will be reduced in the final percentage of similarity. So there is one warning over here. So URKUND makes sure that people do not plagiarize in the form of using different symbols or that we use 5 or site or something. So they give you warnings that there is some characters or symbols that are not matching with good. So you can check with that. So if you want to check the report, you can export it from here. When you export it, you will get a PDF format. I'll just show you. Let us go download it. So here it is. It will show you like these are the things that has been copied. Wait. So these are the this will show the proper source from where you have copied. So when you actually give this report to the writer, they can go through it and they can change the sentences. See, the one which I have uploaded, it has 19% of plagiarism. So annexure. This is because it has been this annexure has been uploaded in Dr.A.R.Arunachalam DST NewGen IEDC. So that is the percentage of similarity. So when we talk about certain things like what is the that is like acceptable percentage of similarity, it depends on the journal that you are uploading. Few journals I have seen like it says only 5% or it says only 3%. So, but the acceptable range is range lies from 15 to 20% of plagiarism, and when you there are so many questions that comes when you talk about abstract and references, because each reference that you upload in your journal that also comes up plagiarism. So usually what happens is we remove the reference plagiarism to reduce the plagiarism similarity percentage, because names and the title will be plagiarized, so we can remove that. But you need to make sure that if, for example, there is one article or one journal which has like 10 references, you're not supposed to copy and paste the same 10 or 5 from the journal to your journal. That needs to be said. And when I said about being cited, if you can cite it, the plagiarism, you can justify it. When it comes to the abstract, it is advisable not to cite so much because it looks odd. It is not acceptable by so many journals to cite too much in the abstract, because it says that you are getting reference from so much. So your work is not highlighted. So that is all about URKUND. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Is there any questions that I want that I need to answer?
Thank you, Ms. Guna.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. There are a few questions, Guna. Can I ask you?
Sure, sir.
Yes. Similarity index, $1 million question. You have answered, but can you little bit throw some light on that similarity index?
The similarity index is not just from other authors, but it is also from self-plagiarism also. So whenever we put it into the URKUND analysis, it shows some similarity index. We need not get panic. We can reduce it if you think that it can be accessible.
Yes, the picture of content creator comes into mind.
Yes, sir.
We have to take the help or Grammarly or something like that. Yes, you are right.
Yes, sir. Content writers actually play a very important role in reducing the plagiarism. So they have a lot of scope for from the researchers. Secondly, when we talk about similarity, the acceptable range is 15 to 20%.
Okay,
that is fine.
Actually,
and also,
next, yes.
And also, sir, it is said that, for example, if I show you this, there are some reference sources, and it is said that from each source, it is not acceptable beyond 1% of plagiarism.
Okay.
For example, if I'm taking from Wikipedia, not more than 1% of plagiarism should be highlighted from Wikipedia.
Yes.
So that is one.
I think another question is they mean citations, but I think they are talking about references. I feel. So in some journal, obviously in reference section, that means bibliography section of any text, we can modify. So obviously it is going to show as plagiarism only. So in this context, journals will be giving exemption for the reference sections, excluding
Yes, sir.
reference. Yes, something like that. Am I right?
Sir, yes, sir. As I said in my presentation, references are not the problem. The problem is when you copy the whole reference of one journal and you
Yes,
put it
that's
into
the
yours.
problem.
That becomes a black. So that is the reason we
That
check
should be
each and every
avoided.
plagiarism. So when it comes, and also when it is the people tend to steal others' data in the form of table and put it in the image format. That also I make sure I cut it and I paste it in the URKUND to check whether it has been shared from somebody else.
Yes. Dr. Kavita, what is the percentage of acceptance for any good journal? The similarity index, excluding references, must be less than 10% or something like that. Again,
Yes.
I'm telling you, it depends on the category of the journal, and based on the journal, it will vary. And of course, next important question is URKUND is free or not?
You can get a demo session, and it is only for the institute. It is
Yes,
not for
institute.
individuals. I have to
Of
make
course,
sure.
this is an indigenous product by Government of India. InflipNet is doing wonderful job in terms of bringing own plagiarism software, detecting plagiarism. Of course, our participants can approach the head of the institutions or even librarians also to write it for InflipNet, such that they will give you the official version also. Meanwhile, as Bhuvaneswari said, we can use the free version also available in net. Am I right? Am I right?
No, sir, free version is not there. You can ask for demo, get the
Yes,
license,
demo.
and then do it. So
It's licensed also free only, right? For university.
no, sir, it's a paid version.
Paid.
URKUND is a paid, sir.
How much? For
Sir,
university?
I'm not aware of it because that goes to
But
the.
it's a Government of India product, and they will keep it as minimum as low, I feel.
Sir, I cannot throw much light on
Yes.
this. I am
Yes, it is
not
there.
an
Details are there
administrator.
in net. No issue, no issue. Only thing is through librarian or through head of the institution, we have to write letter to the MHRD InflipNet. They will give all the details. Actually, compared to Turnitin, this one is much cheaper, I can tell you. Of course, next question, Mrs. Mamata Swain asking, how about chapters or books? How much plagiarism is acceptable? That is based on publisher, madam. At this moment, better thing is less than 10%.
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful session, Ms. Bona. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much again for the
Friday. Sorry,
including
Saturday only we have invited, and with this limited time, you have done wonderful presentation with giving online hands-on experience. Also, it's a great day.
Sir, it's my honor to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Is there no plagiarism tool that can be used individually by me, since Turnitin and URKUND both require licensing? Is there any free tools available, online tools, plagiarism?
So online plagiarism tools are there. So many are there. But the problem is, are you confident in those tools? Do you think that your research is not getting leaked? If
We are not supposed to. Yes. During my PhD days, my senior used to tell one thing. Our synopsis, even we should not show it to some person like that. That it may be orthodox thinking. Now we are submitting our work to journal, getting comments from them. Before 15, 20 years back, I'm telling that senior has gone to the interview for some university, where that register tried to open that book. Then immediately my senior told, sorry, sir, it is unpublished work. Only the examiner and my guide and myself should know, not others, something like that, that word. Still, I am remembering. But don't believe these online tools and all. Talk to your, authenticate, duplicate checker. Everything is there, madam. Only thing is, we are not supposed to rely on these free tools. Better you write a letter to the, what I can say, the authorities. InflipNet will help us. It's doing wonderful job for our nation. That too, I'm openly telling, in another 10 years, this URKUND will be the #1 as per the standard is concerned. Now, obviously, Turnitin is the #1.
Yes, sir.
in 5 years, at least. Yes, Grammarly is safe. Grammarly, if you go for paid version, it is giving plagiarism checker also. That we have to pay minimum amount, say for example 5,000, 6,000 rupees in terms of. Grammarly is cheap, but we can't compete with Turnitin. Thank you, Ms. Bhuvana. It's a wonderful
Thank you so much, sir.
day for all of us.
Thank you, sir.
URKUND ID is distributed to the admin people, where our faculty members can approach the admin people and they will assess the article and they will send the report. At present, this is happening at our university. Thank you. I think, Vidya, what is the time now?
It's 11:28.
Yes, 11. Our session speaker, Dr. Arun Kumar sir. Good morning, Dr.
Welcome,
Arun sir. Good morning. Dr.
Good
Arun
morning,
Kumar
sir.
sir.
Good morning.
Yes, if we will be much privileged if you could open. Yes, good morning. Nice to see you after a longer period. How are you, sir? Sir? Is there
Fine,
any
sir.
network issue?
Sir, is it audible?
Yes, yes. Yes, right. Exactly. If if there is some network delay, means at the time of presentation you can switch off your camera also.
Okay,
Now
fine.
time is 11:30, sir. Can we give 5 minutes break for our beloved participant?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Vidya, can you announce that?
Sure. Participants will just disperse for a small break. It's 11:30 now. We will join back at 11:35 for the second session. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya. Sir, Dr. Arun sir, how are you?
Sir,
How the research is
fine.
going on?